Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Greene. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Greene is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview Sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
Do you want to become insanely successful? Do you want to be the go-to guru in your industry? Do you want to be talked about for all the right reasons? For over 40 years, Kevin Harrington has helped people just like you become significant influencers. Now he's broken the process down in the Key Person of Influence roadmap, and it's yours for free. Just text KPI to him at 727-888-2100. Text KPI to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free step-by-step guide. Text KPI to 727-888-2100 to get the recognition you deserve and experience the success as the go-to voice everyone listens to in your industry today. Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast. This is your co-host, Seth Greene. With me, as always, is the inventor of the infomercial and the original shark on Shark Tank, Kevin Harrington. Kevin, thanks so much for being here.
Hey, Seth. Great to be here. I'm excited for our special guest today, too. It's going to be a lot of fun and maybe more than fun. So
I think so. Michael Jr. is known as one of today's most gifted comedians, bringing laughter and understanding to audiences all over the world. He spent a significant portion of his career making laughter commonplace in uncommon places, such as homeless shelters and prisons. He also has empowered his audiences with an appearance in Sony Pictures feature film War Room, as well as starring roles in Selfie Dad and More Than Funny. Michael, thanks so much for joining us.
Yo, thanks for having me, man. I'm so pumped and excited to be here. Kevin is dope. And then Seth, I'm sure you're pretty cool too.
I see how you are. Fair enough.
He's starting up already on us, isn't he, Seth?
I see that.
I've seen Michael a number of times, and I've seen the folks in the audience rolling in the aisle. So it's, Michael, you have a great talent, and you've helped me with some great advice and delivery and speaking and things like that. But I want to ask you, do you consider yourself an entrepreneur, or how do you position yourself out in the marketplace like that?
I am certainly more of an artist for sure, but by default, I have to be entrepreneur. Like I have to. I mean, I got employees. I got to make sure we're scheduling things right. I'm writing books and doing curriculums and we're doing pretty good at creating more content and figuring out brand new ways to deliver it, especially since like I do stand-up comedy is what I was doing for, what I'm known for is doing stand-up comedy. But I don't know if you guys know it or not, but you can't really travel right now. Like you could travel, but you can't necessarily get together and do a live event.
Is there such a thing as sit-down comedy from
your? There you go.
Boom, there is, as a matter of fact.
Trademark that term right now.
Yeah, that'll go a long ways, I'm sure.
Hey.
How did you get started you got started in the comedy business? How'd you get started as a comedian?
Oh, you just walk up on stage. There's like a microphone and you just kind of grab it and just go. No, I was at a movie theater in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I'm 17 years old, and this guy, we're sitting there and the movie goes blank in the middle of the movie. And my friend, a German exchange student, said, "I dare you go tell a joke." That's what he said. He dared me. And at the time, I'm like 18 years old, 17. If you dare me to do something, I'm going to do it. So I went up there and told this joke, man, and the whole room laughed. And I felt a high for the first time ever in my life. I've never done drugs, or I don't even drink alcohol. I had NyQuil one time. That stuff is bananas. I don't know if you have.
But yeah, it'll hook you.
Anyway, so I go up and I tell this joke, and then all of these people laugh, and the security comes running down to kick me out. Like I go sit back down on my chair, and now they're looking for me, and this white lady who I don't even know stands up. She says, "If you kick him out, I want my money back." And then these bikers with long hair and tattoo, and then these black people, like the whole place stood up. And it was so powerful, man, because I thought, in retrospect, I could see it was really me getting a glimpse of what it is I'm called to do. But I thought it was just make people laugh, but it's really about using my gift to bring people together. So it was pretty cool.
Do you remember the joke?
I don't remember the joke. I do remember that it was a dirty joke that I had to clean up in my head because I made a deal with a friend. if I said any curse words, he could hit me in the chest hard as he wanted to. And I didn't want to start MMA back then. So
right.
I don't remember the joke.
All right. And now obviously your career has evolved significantly past the point of just a stand-up comedian. Talk about the evolution of that and how you've grown and expanded to so many other places.
Yeah, man. So my focus has been to really, my desire is to inspire people to walk in purpose, like whatever that might look like, whatever I can use. And the people really like to, I mean, people show up at my comedy shows all over the place because they want to laugh. But I get to reveal to them something that they really probably need versus what it is they just want. So, and that shows up in the form of, really the shows are probably 90% funny. You're just gonna laugh, but then there's always a little some extra. So we even created a course called Funny How Life Works that uses funny to explain to people how life works. So, and now we're actually gonna be expanding that even more because I just wanna help people. If I make 1 million people laugh, like one year, I think we were in front of 1.6 million people, but all they did was laugh. That's a little empty for me. Like I want to do so much more. I want to help people in any business, any entrepreneur. What you're really doing, you should be solving a problem. If you're not solving a problem, there's one of two problems you're probably going to solve. You're going to solve a problem for someone else, or you're out to solve the problem that you don't have money. And I think the latter one is way more weak than the one before that. So.
Hey, Mike, I want to just, for those that don't know you, that you mentioned you're an artist, you're an entrepreneur. Let's dive and see the verticals of what that entails. You're doing stand-up comedy, obviously. You're writing books, movies. What are the other income streams that?
There's the stand-up, there's the books, there's the movies. We're working on 2 television shows right now that I'm super excited about. The big thing that I'm most excited about is this course, Funny How Life Works, because we're actually going to be taking like life principles and wrapping them in comedy. Because whenever you laugh, you retain more information. Well, what better information to retain than information about what it is you're supposed to be doing with your life? So that's, in fact, this same method, like when you laugh and you receive information, you actually retain up to 23% more information, and your stress goes down by 36%. So I'm like, yo, why not cup this with some actual teaching that's going to help people, and it could be a game changer. And right now, we're releasing the course. I think at the end of this month, the 21st of this month, the course will actually no. I think we made it especially available for your people. Actually, is that true, Seth?
I do not know.
I think we made it available for you guys. I could be completely incorrect, but
if that's true, that's awesome, and we'll drive everybody to whatever that link is.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think the link is michaeljr.com/course, where they give where they get early access to it if they want to do Funny How Life. You can do it with your family. You literally just sit back and laugh, and in the middle of laughing, you're actually learning at the same time. So it's pretty cool, man.
Okay, it's a different link than that, but we will find it.
Cool. Yeah, it's a different link. Well, try
that's okay.
Try GoDaddy.com. Just try that and see what pops up. Or try FordDealership.com or HandsomeBlackMan.com. One of those. Well, maybe don't try that one. I don't know what's gonna pop up.
Yeah.
So that could be revolutionary for the entire educational system, adding a comedic component to reduce stress and increase learning. So you're letting our tribe have access to it, which we greatly appreciate. Is the part of the business model ultimately then going to be like, is that course going to have like a monthly membership fee component? Does that add a stream of revenue to you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. You're reading my mail right now. Yeah, we're going to create a continuous, because I have so much content. We got so much funny, and we got so much that we want people to learn. And another move would be to connect with a guru, maybe somebody who really understands entrepreneurship. I don't know if I know anybody like that at all.
We should try and find somebody.
We actually let them do the teaching, and I bring the funny, and now they're getting it at a whole nother level other than just the information alone.
And then you could go beyond that to multiple gurus, multiple educational systems. It could be like the Netflix for funny learning.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but before we go multiple gurus, I was just letting Kevin know that I'm gonna call
That's good.
If he knows anything about entrepreneurship, you're all right.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
So, Michael, in a day in the life of Michael Jr., you mentioned content? Are you putting out stuff on like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or do you do more controlled things like through your books, movies, TV shows?
So right now, man, we for the last 2 years, we've been making a strategic turn. It's been super strategic. In fact, this is probably one of the first times I've talked about it publicly. Is like I've been known as a stand-up comedian. You know, we've done a Tonight Show, Comedy Central. My first turn to really being a thought leader and helping people understand that there's more than just funny was really when I did the first TED Talk. Once I did the TED Talk, people started looking like, wait a second. And then we made another turn that was so smooth. People, because we didn't want to, like, I can't suddenly be telling jokes and now all of a sudden be like, you need to get your life together. People gonna be like, wait a second, what just happened? So one of the first turns we made was I put out a comedy special and I called it More Than Funny. Mm. And when people hear it, they will think that it means it's going to be extra funny. But once they actually come to the live event or when they saw it in theaters, they realized it was actually more than funny, meaning we didn't just put funny in it. We actually laced it with some stories of me and this guy. We're on an ATV and we went into the woods to help some homeless people find housing. And then we found a family who had they adopted some kids who were being abused. And then we got them a van. And then we also we did some crazy stuff in the middle of the jokes. And then we challenged people. We explained to them that comedy, the way it works is there's a setup and there's a punchline. Setup is what you receive. The punchline is about what you're called to deliver. Well, life is the same way. Life is exactly that. Your setup is everything that you receive, and your punchline is what you're called to deliver. And most people know their setup. They know that they're married, they went to school, they got this business, you're a successful entrepreneur, but do you know what your punchline is? Because if you know what you receive, but you don't know what you're called to deliver, you'll feel like something's missing. You'll feel empty. And you'll think what you need to fill that void, you'll think you need more setup. I could just open another business, I could buy another house, but you really need to know what your punchline is. Right. So that's kind of what we walk people through in the course. It's pretty cool.
When I met Michael, he's a great brainstormer and very creative, and obviously beyond funny, he comes up with great strategies. And one of the things we got talking about, something that he came up with is, but wait, there's got to be more. You remember that one, Michael? All right. Now,
I remember that.
I promised you that you and I would do something with that one. It wouldn't, at some point we got to pick that back up again, because I think timing is interesting for that too. So
hey, there's got to be more to this.
Here's the thing too that you guys don't know about Kevin. This brother, ever since I've known you, and nobody else will probably say this about you, Kevin, or most people will say something negative. I got something nice to say. I'm just playing. He is constantly searching on how to be better. I mean, literally searching, and then also looking around and asking the question, how can I make somebody else better? Which at the root of it, I think that's really what a great entrepreneur will do. You're really looking for ways to help somebody else. But I'm telling the listeners right now that he literally does that as a person too. Like he literally is doing the math on how can I make things better. And then maybe Seth does that too. I have no idea.
No,
maybe a little.
Hilarious.
Oh, that's great. Hey, Selfie Dad, are you in that, the movie?
I am. I actually star in the movie Selfie Dad. Thanks for watching it, Kevin. I appreciate it.
I haven't yet. No, it's out. Okay.
But yeah, so it was going to hit theaters on June 12th. We were very excited, had the marketing all set, and then I don't know, this virus thing happened. They closed the theaters. So instead of waiting a whole year to release it, we decided to go ahead and release it on video on demand. So it's on iTunes, it's on Redbox, it's at all the other outlets. We just didn't want to wait a whole year to drop it. So, and it has a timely message about really being together with your family. So that's a pretty cool, really cool project.
That's great. We got to check that out. I'll tune in.
Hey, Kevin, let me ask you a question. So what are the top, so I have a artist. My number one is artist. Like if I can create something, I'm going to create it. But I have a lot of ideas on how to. Answer this. How do you balance your artist and your entrepreneurship? I want to act on. Yeah, that's.
Well, I mean, that's a good question, and you made personally have a tough time doing that. I would come in and say, just keep powering through the artist side and surround yourself with those that might be able to help you on the other side. I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't be an entrepreneur, but I mean, there's courses, things that you network, get some mentors. I mean, gets back to, the book that I'm working on that comes out in September, Mentor to Millions. Get some great mentors, and I think you have access to that, and be happy to jump in and help you out wherever you need some. But on your own side, you are an artist. Okay, now me, if I said I'm an entrepreneur, I want to be more of an artist, it's tough for me to do it. I'd have to ask for help from somebody like you, and that's why I've gone in that direction.
And Michael, I would think that your art would inform the entrepreneur part, right? I think that message that you're called to deliver is the content that the entrepreneurial side distributes.
Yes, that's perfect. That's well said. It's very, very, very well said. And I personally enjoy, if there's anybody out there listening, I really enjoy being an artist, but every now and then the entrepreneur shows up and be like, dude, we got some work to do. Like you over here writing jokes and carrying on. We need to buy a building. So you're right, Kevin. You're 100% right. I really, really, really need to recognize where I'm weaker at and strengthen that with even more entrepreneurships. And there's probably some, like you just said, there's probably some entrepreneurs right now listening or watching this right now, and you're probably struggling between the two. I think you really got to go with your strength. I know my strength is creating content. So I'm partnering with even stronger entrepreneurs than myself. Like I have some entrepreneur in me for sure. I've run this business for this long. It's been almost 20 years, but I'm about ready to say, hey, let me find another.
I mean, Michael, just to give you an example, in our world, okay, we have I don't know if you've heard of, there's something called War Room, actually, and that's where
I heard of that. Yeah.
Together every quarter. There's another one called Genius Network. 200 people, they get together. That's almost like a monthly thing. But again, this was all in person, but they now have switched to virtual. But there's another one called Board of Advisors. And when you join the Board of Advisors, you get 200 entrepreneurs that now you get to come up and tell them what your issues are and what you're looking for and how they can help. And now you get 200 people that are going to start feeding you ideas. And so Board of Advisors is next week in Sarasota, in person, believe it or not. They're going to do an in-person meeting in Sarasota. I think it's a 5-day event next week. So I'll be down there.
You'll be there.
Yeah.
Cool. So, this almost sounds like an invitation.
But I'd love to have you down there sometime. If you could spare a day, you can be my guest. And I'm going to be there on a week from today, Wednesday. Wait a minute, I'm sorry. It's not next week. It's the first week of August, I think it is. I'll get you some dates if you want to make it. But
dude, I absolutely do, man. I think you're brilliant. Like you're one of my favorite. Like I look at you as one of my top entrepreneurs for sure, dude. Like you're absolutely.
And this is a group of entrepreneurs that meets every quarter and powerful. I mean, for book launches, for money raising, there's people that make a pitch for money. By the end of the day, they're picking up checks, type of thing. So, I mean, that is not the design of it. The design of it is more ideas and stuff like, give the entrepreneur great ideas on how to build their business. So, but I'd be happy to spend some time either privately just to point you in a few directions there. But
awesome,
make a note of that, and you could Google it. Board of Advisors. Just going to double check again. The date is the 5th of August is the Wednesday that I'm going to be there in Sarasota.
You are awesome, dude. Every time you're always dropping some nuggets, no matter what. I could just walk behind you all day and pick up nuggets. Hey, hi, Seth. Hi, Seth.
I'm not sure that's what you'd pick up if you were walking behind him, but we greatly appreciate your time. We know it's incredibly valuable.
That is awesome.
Michael Jr., anything else you want to share with us that we didn't think to ask?
Oh, yeah. I like French fries.
That's the only person in 500 plus episodes that's had that answered. He likes ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Michael likes French fries. Awesome.
He's the man.
We'll put the link to your course below in the show notes for everyone to go get. We greatly appreciate you making the sneak peek available to our Sharkpreneur listeners and watchers. Michael, thanks so much for joining us.
Yo, man, you guys are awesome. Like, for real, this is well done. Seth Greene.
Great to see you, buddy.
Hey, I'm reaching out to you on the real too, Kevin, for real. So,
Talk to you soon.
I love you, man.
Let me know, man. I'd be happy to jump on a call with you.
Thanks, everybody, for watching and listening to the Michael Kevin Love Fest. We'll talk to you next time.
See you later.
Do you need money to fund your idea, product, or service? Are you ready to take your business to the next level but need capital to get it done? Kevin Harrington has heard more than 50,000 pitches and knows how to help you make the perfect pitch to get the funding for your entrepreneurial dream. He's distilled the process down in his perfect pitch cheat sheet, and it's yours for free. Just text PITCH to him right now at 727-888-2100. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free perfect pitch cheat sheet. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 to start funding your dream today.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.